Just a stone's throw from historic Monument Circle in downtown Indianapolis. We are at the beautiful Lucas Oil Stadium. Here now is Cam Little out to get us started. And we are underway from Indianapolis. He will return this from deep in the end zone. And he returns this to the 22. They'll run. This is Jonathan Taylor. And he'll take this ahead for about 4. Second down coming up. These two teams, they met up earlier in the year, back in week 2. And it was the visiting Colts who won that first matchup. So they'll look for the season sweep here back home in Indy. Second down, another run with Taylor. Only a couple there as he'll be brought down about the 28. You look at this Jaguar defense. They really played well a week ago in that win over the Jets.
And the big thing for them was the interceptions. And you hear teams all the time talk about establishing themselves against the pass. You know, no-fly zones and things of that nature. This group had a bunch of them in last week's game.
And they'll look to avoid an early 3-and-out here on 3rd and 4. Richardson looking to throw. And this pass broken up. But the contact well timed there. And now 4th down. The Colts send out their punter. He'll kick it away after a 3-and-out on the opening drive of the game. And this will be taken at the 13. 13 yards on the return there after a punt of 57. And the Jaguars go on offense, 1st down and 10. Lawrence bringing the Jaguars up, 1st and 10. At their own 27. They'll come out throwing here to start the drive. Buying time to his left. And he's able to get this one up to his 30 before he's out of bounds. He'll get 3 yards on the scramble there at 2nd down. First carry for the Clemson man, Travis Etienne. And tough going there as he'll only get it up to about the 31. They have 3 yards on 1st down, just 1 yard there. Here is 3rd and 5. From the shotgun, Lawrence. Able to find the open man. That's complete. And he will have a Jaguars 1st down as they're able to get the 3rd down conversion. On 1st and 10, it's Etienne. And he gets forward up the middle, but only for a couple. It'll be 2nd down.
Well, any lane that might have been open there was closed pretty quickly, and that was because the defensive front, they won that battle at the point of attack at the line of scrimmage. They used great leverage, held their spot, and stacked him up.
Lawrence. And he'll be hit as he releases it, and that'll fall incomplete.
Part of what we're seeing so far is the defense is certainly coordinated. Both levels doing their jobs in tandem. The back helping the front helping the back. The pressure got home on that last play and forced him to try and throw through contact and short of the sticks.
So the failure to connect on 2nd down, that leaves him staring up here at a 3rd and 8. Now Lawrence. Eluding the pressure right. That one behind his receiver and incomplete.
One first down here, and that's all, folks. Good work by this defense to hold things in check and force a punting situation.
And the Jaguars send out their punter as he's on to punt for the first time this afternoon. And a fair catch signaled for and taken successfully. A big boot that time. 57 yards the official distance. And the Colts will go on offense here. 1st and 10. The Indy offense at the line and set to go. And the last drive, their first drive, 3 and out. What changes here, if anything?
I think it's making...
He's got a man complete. He's still on his feet. Touchdown, Indianapolis. Jelani Woods, his 14th touchdown now on the year. And the Colts get the upper hand as they're on the board first here this afternoon. Extra point just does sneak over the bar. And that makes the score 7-0. Set now to kick this one away, and off it goes. And not willing to risk a return. This ball's going to come out to the 30-yard line. So 1st and 10 now from the 30. They'll start on the ground. ETN there to stop him on the defensive side, Lorenzo Carter. You look at this Colt defense. They enter play 1 from the bottom, number 31 in the league, Charles, against the run.
Stopping the run, that's been an issue for them all season long. Aren't you glad that you're not coaching the defense right now?
I'm very glad. They said that they've seen it in doses, but very, very small doses.
Yeah, you've got to be consistent. It's down in and down out, being able to play it, understand what you have to get done, and finally stop some people, put them on the ground.
And that falls to the ground, incomplete. A nice job of bodying him up defensively, and now it brings up 3rd down. They'll come to the line here needing 9 yards to pick up the first. Here's Lawrence to throw. He had a man open, but he missed it, and it's incomplete.
Every offense tells you they want to come out and start fast. That's not unusual at all. But this group, they've yet to get much rolling through their first 2 drives. It looks like they have to give up the football again after this one.
And able to get this across the 20 before going out of bounds. 51 yards on the punt there. And it will be 1st and 10 as they take over. The Colts come to the line ready to start their next drive. Well, partner, you know, coaches always say that every play is designed to score a touchdown. Sometimes that's not really true, but last drive, that was the case. One play to get into the end zone. Richardson hit it, he fumbles it. Points 1, 2, and 3 in their defensive game plan was to get to the quarterback and knock the ball free. They did it there. Luckily, offense hangs on to it.
Yeah, that's got to serve as a wake-up call, though, because they can't afford to let the ball go over to the defense and miss opportunities. And I'm not saying it happened here, but you know what a good rule of thumb is when a play like that occurs? You know who usually recovers it? The guy who missed his block and let his quarterback get hit.
Now with just 1 second showing on the play clock, we're going to get a timeout. They'll have 2 remaining as we step aside here in this first quarter. The fumble on first down now. Here's 2nd down. Up the middle, here's Taylor. And a nice gain there as he'll be taken down just shy of the 20. Now pickup of 7 there, but they'll still have 12 yards to go on third down.
Well, this defense for the Jags, they really played well a week ago in that win over the Jets.
And as in any game, takeaways are always a big key. They're always discussed on defense. There's an emphasis there, and they came away with 3 interceptions in that game.
Yeah, Richardson back to throw it. A short throw pulled in by Woods.
And he's going to get this one across the 30-yard line. He had the touchdown earlier. This one's going to get him a first down.
So many times in my career, I've heard coaches talk about completions are one thing. As long as we're there at the catch and we get guys on the ground, we can live with that. But if you're going to give up 10, 12, 15 yards after the catch, then your defense is going to be in a lot of trouble.
Richardson finding space at the 40.
And he'll get this all the way up to the 42-yard line. After 7-0 on EA Sports. Second quarter now from Indianapolis with the homestanding Colts in possession, as they've got it with a 2nd and 1 coming up.
Now it's Richardson.
Into double coverage, and it's intercepted.
Picked up by Andre Sisco. And the Jaguars are going to take over at their own 41. So the ball changing hands on the interception, but meanwhile here we do have an injury on the play.
Jaguars come to the line to start their next drive.
They'll start in excellent field position following the INT.
Flushed out right. And he's left with no option here but to throw it away.
I tell you, Brandon, this defense is playing with some confidence. Haven't allowed a point yet. Flying to the football. I'm telling you, it's almost 11 to the ball on every snap. Another nice job there to force an incompletion.
Looking to throw, Lawrence.
Just keeping the play alive. And he'll go out of bounds, it appears, right at the 45. He'll wind up getting 4 there on his own, but it will leave him now with a 3rd down situation.
They are in need of 6 yards here if they hope to move the chains. From the gun on 3rd down, Lawrence. Work in the middle of the field, and he's got a man complete. And he is going to have a Jags first down as they're able to get the 3rd down conversion. A shotgun snap and a give to ETN.
And the running lane's non-existent in this first half as they'll stop him behind the line. 2 yards the loss, 2nd and 12.
I have a feeling they'll stay committed to running the football, especially on their early downs. They just haven't had a whole lot of success just yet.
Now they contend with a 2nd and 12 after the loss.
ETN once more. And he was able to shed 1 tackle but could not get away from there. The 2nd down play not much better than the first, just a gain of 1 there. The offense on 3rd down, they've hit 2 for 4 thus far. This is 3rd down and 12. Rifles one, and that's going to be intercepted. And the Colts are going to take possession here at their own 33.
Now, for those who missed it, he had an interception last week, too. When a lineman picks a ball off once, it's news. Back-to-back weeks, it's breaking news.
Look out, ladies and gentlemen. Big man with football. How about that? And look at, you know how happy he is right now? He's going to go to the defensive backs room and practice this week and say, guys, I'm joining your ranks.
He's a pig in mud.
The Indy offense at the line and set to go.
So now, Charles, this drive maybe a touch more important, trying to erase the memory of that interception they had the last time out.
Yeah, and everyone goes through this because even the best in the game, you're going to have games where it just doesn't go right for you, and interceptions result. So, frankly, to me, it's all about how you respond, not just the types of plays that you call, but how you carry yourself, how you show your team that you're still with it, and how you continue to lead.
Able to get the 1 yard he needed, but nothing more. Running straight ahead, Taylor. And he is going to be stopped cold behind the line of scrimmage. 2 yards the loss, 2nd and 12. The Colts had 10-6 now on the year. And they come in losers of 2 straight, so trying to turn things around here.
And you just mentioned 2 straight, and when you're talking about 2 games, that's nothing to panic about. They feel like they've been a little bit unlucky in the last couple. This is a club that's more than capable of turning things around, and I expect them to play really well here.
Richardson looking to throw this. Toward the sideline, and look at that catch. Dragging the toes, and that's going to be a first down. Well done. A good pick. 20 yards. And defensively, they were in zone coverage there. Do you have to be a little careful? You're losing playing against a good quarterback like he is, to not play too much zone?
Yeah, you have to be careful about how much time you're giving up. I think it's a good point you just brought up. So maybe if you still want to play zone, you go to a zone blitz scheme. And you can drop anyone out of your defensive front. Defensive end, defensive tackle. It doesn't matter. You just exchange someone to bring more pressure towards the quarterback and still try and cover downfield.
Back to throw. Here's Richardson. Rolling to his right. That's complete to DK Metcalf. And he'll go out of bounds inside the 15-yard line. A first catch of the ball game there for Metcalf. And a first down to boot. 2 minutes on the clock, second quarter. 7-0 ball game. Here's a 1st and 10 at the 14-yard line. Here's Richardson to throw. Dancing to his left. And he'll just get rid of it.
And a smart play there. He's probably saying, I wish I would have done that on the last drive instead of throwing the interception.
Here's 2nd and 10. Now we give to Taylor. And he's taken down at the 7 after a gain of 7.
That was a really nice run there to bring up 3rd and short. After the incompletion on 1st down, it's awfully nice to have a running back that you can hand it to and put you back in a good situation.
Here comes play number 9 now as they come up on a 3rd and 3. They'll try and run for the first with Taylor. And this is going to depend on the spot, but I believe he might be a few inches short. It'll be called a gain of 2, and that'll leave him with some options here on 4th and inches.
Ladies and gentlemen, that is a force of nature at the defensive tackle position. Yes, he's as big as they come, but still plenty agile. He's able to make a nice play there to swallow up the ball carrier.
The offense here not budging. They're going to fight for it on 4th and inches. Try to punch it in with Taylor. And this is going to be nowhere close. Needed some inches and ended up losing yardage. They'll get neither the touchdown nor the first down. And this 10-play drive winds up yielding nothing. The Jacksonville offense set to begin their next drive. With this slim deficit closing in on the end of the first half, we'll see if they can move this at least into field goal range and try to get 3 out of this drive. Trying to shake off the interception from the last drive. He'll look to throw. And he's going to go down. He backed up into the end zone, and this is going to wind up a safety.
I have to think the sooner halftime can get here for them, the better, because that first half has been rough, and that safety, it only adds to their issues. The other sideline, though, I think they're fine if we just skip the break and keep playing.
And that flag accepted. Good starting field position for the Colts as they have it 1st and 10 at the 40. Now Richardson. Sideline throw, it's complete. And a nice job there of keeping the toes inbounds.
And his play caller does a nice job of giving him an easy throw to start this drive, and he takes advantage of it. The completion sets up a manageable 2nd down.
Throwing again on 2nd down. Richardson. Oh, the ball comes out on the hit, but they'll say it's incomplete.
I think he had to unload that one before he wanted to. He was right up in his grill. I think he was a dentist there without a license, don't you?
Just not enough time for the play to develop. Just lucky it wasn't a fumble, really. They'll look to throw for it on 3rd and 1. He's going to let this go. Back of the end zone. And he bats it away, and it falls down incomplete.
And they're not going to go quietly into this halftime break. They know they're in for a fight, so they're trying to make every possession count. They took the big shot there, but it winds up incomplete.
And how about this one now? In their own territory, a gutsy call. They're going to go for this on 4th and a yard. They'll run for it. It's Taylor. And they are going to stop him on 4th and 1 as they'll wind up going backwards. So certainly an interesting call there to go for it. And the Jags take over in terrific field position. On play action, Lawrence rolling to his left. And he can't get rid of it. He's taken down. The Jaguars going to go ahead and use their first timeout as they'll stop it with 17 seconds to go in this first half of action. Got to imagine the pass rush will be equally intense here on 2nd down following the sack. It's 2nd and 18. Play action. It's Lawrence. Forced out to his left. A throw left side for Pearsall is complete. And he's out of bounds as he gets this down to the 45. He was out there waving his arms. When you get a quarterback out of the pocket looking for any help, I guess waving the arms is helpful.
It certainly is, because you got to get his attention, because now you're in scramble drill. So everyone's adjusting their routes, finding open space, and he found the right spot for the completion.
Now Lawrence. A hit as he throws there, incomplete.
They certainly had good starting field position on that drive, but couldn't do anything with it after 3 plays. Have to admit that that's a disappointing end to excellent field position. When that drive started, they had 6 points that they were thinking about.
Final play of the half. It's Lawrence. He lets this one fly toward the back of the end zone. And it's incomplete. They cannot convert, and they turn it over. That's it for the first half. 2 more quarters to go. We'll have plenty more to see after the break. And we welcome you back now. Alongside Charles Davis, I'm Brandon Gunn, getting set for quarter number 3 here. The Jaguars with work to do. They trail here as we are back underway on EA Sports. And we will not see a return of the dynamic kickoff. And the first drive of the second half will commence from the 30-yard line. Jaguars come to the line to start their next drive. And right out of the gate, they face what you'd think could be a pretty important drive.
I would say so. You know, they're down 2 scores. That's not the end of the world. It wasn't the strongest of first halves, but for them to start calling back, they've got to start putting a little pressure on that defense, start cutting into this deficit. You can't have 3 and outs and expect to get that done.
Lawrence will throw. He'll get that underneath ETN. So give him 5 yards there on the pitch and catch, and it'll be second down.
Caught that look from you there, partner. I think we're on the same page on that one. Just his first catch. I think we both thought he'd be a little more active in the passing game. Let's see if that's the start of them trying to get the ball to him a little bit more here in the second half.
Give him a gain of 5 on the completion, and they'll be faced with a 3rd and inches.
Let's not quibble about the gain there on second down. That was a positive play because that was a take-what-you-can-get situation. Got out to the tight end. Now gives him a much better opportunity to convert on 3rd down.
And it was a stiff arm there that freed him enough to get the first before he's tackled.
I know the game's changed. A lot of people would say it's evolved. Look, I'm a little bit Neanderthal, okay? I love this. No exotic formations, no misdirection. Just line up and run the darn ball, pick up the first down. I love it.
Yeah, 3rd and short, that's what you're supposed to do. Like you said, old school, smash mouth football. This will be stopped about 2 yards shy of the marker. 8-yard gain, 2nd and 2. Out of the gun, it's Lawrence. That's caught. This is Abanikanda. And they'll get him to the ground. He has another first down at the Colts' 25-yard line. And from the gun, here's Abanikanda. And not a whole lot of room to operate there on the first down run. He gets maybe 3.
Well, that call makes sense because they've been throwing it well on this drive. And once again, they show passing formation, showing the shotgun. Then they ran out of it. That's a nice play by them defensively, though, to hold it to a short game.
They'll go for a gain of 7. And that'll bring up what looks to be a 3rd and inches. Can't be more than a half a foot. Here's Lawrence. He's got his target. That's complete. And he will have a Jaguars first down as he's able to get about 3 that time on 3rd and inches. Got to say, I was a little surprised to see him, Charles, come out in the shotgun on 3rd and less than a yard.
Yeah, but the way the NFL is nowadays, we hardly ever see anyone really run for it on short yardage. So they're going to throw the football more times than not. That was a nice, easy rhythm throw right there, and they pick up the first down.
And he will get this into the end zone for a Jaguar touchdown. Travis Etienne with his 17th rushing touchdown on the year. And the Jags are back within a score. Extra point splits the uprights, and the lead is down to 2. Here's the Jaguar kick team now as they run up and send this one away. And no run back forthcoming, so this will come out to the 30. The Colts come to the line ready to start their next drive. But Charles, they still have the lead despite their defense giving up a touchdown on the previous possession. And even though they have that lead, it feels like a back-and-forth ball game where to try to get momentum back, maybe they need at least 3 here on this drive.
I think you're right about that, Brandon, because your game plan doesn't change. I do believe your urgency does because of the last score that went against your team. So what you want to do now is have your own drive and try and make sure that that momentum stays in your camp.
Throw left side is complete on the diving effort. A gain there of 21 yards. Richardson looking to throw. Well, he tries to force it in, and it's intercepted. And he'll return this ball across midfield to the 47-yard line. Gosh, you add up last week and this week now. That's 9 interceptions in this 2-game stretch, and we're not done here.
It's almost as if they can't even believe their eyes. Or maybe, partner, is the confidence level in him so high that they believe he'll get out of it and make plays for them to win a game.
Well, they've said they believe in him. That's being tested right here. They'll try the left side with Etienne. The 20. And he gets this one inside the 15, just a yard or two shy of the 10. On first down, right back to Etienne. And they'll get him down after a pickup of 8, 2nd and 2. Another toe for Etienne. And he is met in his tracks behind the line of scrimmage. In need of a conversion on 3rd down. They had the big play to start the drive. Not much sense. Now Lawrence to throw. This is caught. And he's brought down short. 2 yards there. Needed 4.
I thought they might take a shot down the field, but instead they ran a little drag route there. I think they were hoping he could catch it and run away from the defender. But a really good job keeping the play in front of them, and they force a 4th down.
One quarter remains here as the regular season starts to wind down. We'll return with more after this break. You're watching the NFL on EA Sports. So here we go. Maybe the biggest kick of the game forthcoming. This for a 4th quarter lead. And this one is right through. And they take the lead here by a point, 10-9. So he waited on the sideline for his first chance in the ball game, and it didn't come until the 4th quarter, but he connects there. A big one to give him the lead.
Boy, you talk about coming in cold. I don't care how many times you kick it into a net. You're not really ready when you go out there and all that beef is coming at you trying to block the kick. Big spot, and he delivers.
The Indy offense at the line and set to go. And now they find themselves trailing following the field goal. Still a good amount of time in this 4th quarter, but this drive very well could determine the outcome of this ball game. No gain on the play there, 2nd down. On the handoff, Taylor. And he'll fight for a couple as the tackle is made at about the 32.
Sometimes your philosophies get challenged at times you don't want them to. They did try to stick to the running game on the first 2 plays. Didn't amount to much.
And now facing a 3rd and long at the outset of this drive. From the shotgun, Richardson. Oh, and a heck of an effort there as he'll make the diving catch. Catch number 40 for him on the year. It's a 1st down. Tell you what, he's been able to put the ball in some tight spots all game long. That throw, no different.
Yeah, a lot of people would call it a gutsy type of a throw. I think he looks at it as, I can do it, so it's not that big of a deal to me, and I'm going to keep firing.
Now on 1st down, he'll drop to throw it. And he'll get this underneath, dropping it off for Barkley. And he is tackled inside the 40, not quite to the 35. A good gain again. That's now 31 yards combined on those last two plays. So in Jacksonville territory now. Here's a 1st and 10 at the 37-yard line. Now Richardson back to throw it. Flush to his right. And he gets it down a yard or two shy of the 30 before he's out of bounds. He'll get 5 out of the scramble. It's 2nd down.
I did like his decision-making there to make sure they picked up something instead of forcing a throw. Now they've got more manageable play coming up to try and pick up the 1st down. And don't rule out the possibility that he just keeps it and runs again.
Out to his left. This is caught. It's Christian Watson. And he takes this one in for a Colts touchdown. Christian Watson, 32 yards. And the Colts have moved out in front here in the 4th quarter. This has definitely been a back-and-forth affair, and now they have the lead here in the 4th quarter.
Yeah, and they gave up the field goal on that last drive, as we remember, but it felt like their offense told them, don't worry about it. We've got your backs. We'll come back with a touchdown of our own, and they did.
Richardson will throw for it. And it is incomplete, so they can't convert for 2. And now the lead stays at 5. The kickoff unit is out on the field, and they will send this one away. And we will not have a return. They'll bring this to the 30. The Jacksonville offense set to begin their next drive. And they will be looking to answer the touchdown their defense just surrendered. Still a good chunk of time remaining here in the 4th quarter, and a chance to regain the lead in a tight one. Well, he was hit as he threw it there, and that one winds up incomplete.
Tell you what, partner, after he ices down, he's going to be a nice long soak in a hot tub after this one. He's been under duress the entire game.
And once again, hit as he throws. Fortunate that one wound up incomplete. Here's Lawrence to throw. Being chased out left. And he'll be brought down shy of the 40 at the 38-yard line. He turned that into a nice gain. Gets him 8 yards closer for 3rd down. They'll come to the line, needing only 2 yards to gain the 1st here. Lawrence. Pass taken in by his big tight end. And he'll go out near midfield at the 49. 5th catch of the afternoon, and that gives him a 1st down. Looking to throw, Lawrence. And he'll be brought down by the Colts. It'll be a loss of 10. And it'll bring up 2nd. Now Lawrence. To the right side and complete to Thomas. And he'll take this to the other side of midfield before going out of bounds.
It's a nice completion, a little bit of run after catch as well to create the yardage that they got. But it is so tough to cover that route, the drag route, because they run it at varying speeds. Because the key is to create hesitancy on the defender's part.
Always so empathetic for those DBs, aren't you? From the gun on 3rd down, Lawrence. This one to the sideline. He's got it. A nice job to keep the feet in, but he is a bit short here of a 1st down. Calling a gain of 3 on the play, and that's going to make it 4th down. Doug Peterson going to roll the dice here. They will go for it on 4th down. Here we go. Got to have it. Lawrence steps away to his left. And it's going to be batted down. And we'll go the other way with the football. Jags come up empty on 4th down. And the Colts are going to take over with a football. The Colts come to the line ready to start their next drive. Their defense forced the turnover on downs. They've got the lead. They're in good shape, but can't go into a shell here, right? Still got to be careful.
Yeah, because they're still a long way away from kneel down times. They've got to work on getting first downs, keep the sticks moving, right? Keep the clock going. And above all, ball security. Don't turn it over. And what a tough spot for this defense because they know it's coming, but they're just powerless to stop it. What a great run there to start the drive. And you can bet there'll be more where that came from as they try to ice this game away.
Back to Taylor on 1st down. And he is out of bounds, but not before he's inside the 30. I guess he was saving his best for last, so to speak. Longest run of the day coming here in the 4th quarter right there.
And that type of run makes for a better night for him and his teammates, doesn't it? To be able to produce this late in the game can lead to some big smiles and satisfaction in the locker room after this one's over.
1st and 10, Taylor now. And that winds up a decent run, and it also takes us to the 2-minute warning. 2nd and 6. They run once more with Taylor. And he's going to be met at the line of scrimmage and taken down.
Now, obviously, that's some good work there defensively, being able to stop them and bringing up a key 3rd down. But if you're on the offensive side of the ball, there's an opportunity because I know what defensive guys are thinking right now. Just stop them, get to the ball. That means it might not be sound defensively. There could be some opportunities.
And you said key 3rd down. Highlight that word. Put it in bold. Here we go. On the ground, this is Saquon Barkley. And down inside the 15, shy of the 10.
I have to chuckle to myself a little bit, Brandon, because right now I could be in that huddle with that offensive line. I know exactly what they're saying. If you call a pass play here, we're going to call a timeout. Run the football. We've got control of this thing. Get in behind us and let's go.
Their time to shine. All runs on this drive so far. It's 1st and 10. On the handoff, this is Taylor. And he'll be taken down here at about the 11. The Jaguars going to go ahead and use their first timeout as they'll stop it with just over 40 seconds to go in the game.
He's had success on this drive, but not on this play.
Finally, they bowed up defensively. I think they were determined not to let him take it pretty much all the way down the field.
Yeah, it looks like they handled their run responsibilities correctly this time. What we call run fits, everyone was in the right place.
Now the Jags will use the second of their timeouts as the clock will stop with 37 seconds to play. So it's 3rd and 6, and this will be the 8th play of the drive. From the gun, it's Taylor. The Jaguars now will use the last of their timeouts. That'll be their 3rd and final stoppage here as we step aside. So on 4th down, out trots the kicker in a big spot here. This to put him a touchdown and a 2-point conversion up. And his kick here is good. And that'll push the lead up to 8. Now from a defensive perspective, though, I think maybe they're saying, hey, we did what we needed to do, kept this a 1-score game.
Yeah, without a doubt, because they were able to bleed some time off the clock, right? Put themselves in a good position, but it's not out of reach yet, okay? Being able to hold them to a field goal means that they do have a chance to come back and win this game.
And no chance to see a return on the dynamic kickoff. They'll move this out to the 30-yard line. This is 1st and 10. Throwing now, Lawrence. He's going to let it fly. Oh, and that's going to sabotage their comeback plans. It is intercepted. Sauce Gardner picks it off. And the Colts have just about sewn up this football game. Well, this game has not been short on intrigue, but that's the backbreaker right there, and it's going to put any hope of victory to bed.
Yeah, they knew they needed the touchdown, and when you have that little time remaining, they know they've got no choice except to go for broke, and that they did. But the interception, that means defeat.
The Indy offense at the line and set to go. That one looks like he'll throw here. Steps away. He'll dump this off to Taylor, complete. And he's able to get this one out closer to midfield across the 45. And that's an important completion right there, because that's going to do it. With that last pass, he eclipses Peyton Manning's all-time mark of 5,477 pass yards in a single season. I think the Engravers, they can get the MVP trophy ready. This has been a year for the ages as he stands alone in single-season passing.
And when you're in a one-score game in the second half, now's not the time to force the football in the places where you shouldn't. And that's a smart decision to just get that one out of there.
On third down, here's Taylor. And he's going to be taken down here still a couple yards short of the first. The Colts going to use the first of their timeouts. And as the two teams talk it over on their respective sidelines, we take a break. And here's a big one now. Trying to hold this lead. They're going to go for it here on fourth down. Throwing now is Richardson. He'll rifle this one deep right side. And it's incomplete. They cannot convert, and they turn it over. So this one winds up an Indianapolis victory. And I tell you what, one thing that you and I featured as a storyline was that they were facing the NFL's #1 defense coming in, and they really took it right to them.
Yeah, they didn't blink, did they? And instead of just saying to themselves, let's make sure that we minimize our mistakes and try and play a conservative-type game, they attacked right from the beginning. Said, we got to go after these guys. I think sometimes you take the #1 rated defense by surprise when you do that.
So for Indianapolis, they conclude the regular season with a final record of 11-6. And now they'll await the final seeding for the playoffs ahead. Meanwhile, for the Jaguars, they lose a tough one here to close out the regular season as they finish at 12-5. And they'll get their shot at playoff football as they'll be on the road next week as a wild card. So for our entire crew, alongside Charles Davis, I'm Brandon Gaudin. Thanks for watching, everybody. We'll see you next time.